Welcome back, everyone. Spring and summer is a time for new growth and taking bold action together. So we hope these stories can inspire you to live boldly, take wise chances, and with our friends and family, make a difference together. Today we will be reading A Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne, retold by Billy Aronson. So as we lean in with the spirit of adventure, grab a friend, like Jade here, and let's enjoy the story together. Chapter 3, Horrifying First Steps. While Professor Lidenbrock is making hasty preparations for the journey, Axel is looking for excuses to stay home. Let's see if he succeeds. I was just beginning to pack my bag when a word my uncle had spoken exploded in my brain. In a flash, I was in his room. Did you say Snuffles is a volcano? I asked. How do you know it won't erupt when we're climbing into its mouth? Dear Axel, he assured me, Snuffles hasn't erupted since 1229. A volcano that has been silent for 600 years is no more likely to spit lava into the sky than you or I. As I watched him pack, another fear filled my mind. What about the theory that the inside of the Earth is thousands of degrees hot? Surely we'd burn up as we approached it, I said. The theory Axel is referring to is called the theory of central heat. According to this theory, the center of the Earth is extremely hot. Scientists first got this idea when they noticed that lava is boiling hot. Oh, yeah. When it shoots out of the mouth of a volcano. Today we know that the theory of central heat is true. It's thousands of degrees hot deep in the Earth. Nonsense, he replied. Yes, lava is hot when it reaches the surface of the Earth, but it's not hot because the inside of the Earth is hot. It's hot because of friction. As it rushes upward, the lava rubs against rock and becomes hot, just as your two hands become warm when you rub them together quickly. The inside of the Earth is no hotter than the outside. I'm sure of it. There's no reasoning with the man. He would believe any theory that supported his decision to go and ignore any theory that didn't. I began to feel that I was being led by a madman, so I went to visit the one person who could talk me out of following him to my death, Gretchen. After hugging her hello, I told her everything in great detail. I explained the horrifying trip on which my uncle wanted to take me, how disappointed I was by her response. What a fabulous journey, she exclaimed. How I wish I were a geologist so I could go too. What an honor it will be to accompany Professor Lidenbrock in his historic trip. But dear Gretchen, I answered, I thought you would be the first to speak out against this crazy business. Just the opposite, she answered. I'm so proud of what you're doing. I can't wait to hear all about it when you return. That did it. Now I have no choice. When I got home, my uncle was in the yard, laying out ropes, tools, and torches. Where have you been? Wasting your time? He asked me. Hurry up and get packing, my boy. We leave first thing in the morning. When my uncle said first thing, he meant it. At 5 the next morning, we were off. 5 in the morning? Oh, way too early for this little dog. We took one train and then another as we made our way north across Germany. My uncle was so deep in his thoughts that he hardly said a word, except when there was a delay of any kind. Then he would rage, pace, and mutter until we were back on our way. Finally, we crossed the border into Denmark and arrived at its capital city of Copenhagen. From there, we made our way to the docks to take a boat to Iceland. How relieved I was to learn that no boat ever would. But once again, my hopes were crushed. A little schooner, the Valkyrie, was scheduled to leave for Iceland on June 2nd, less than a week away. In the meantime, my uncle and I took time for sightseeing. We were surrounded by magnificent palaces, beautiful bridges, and incredible castles. Nothing seemed to interest my uncle except a tall steeple he spotted on the horizon. That way, he commented. When we arrived at the church, I was puzzled. It wasn't nearly as beautiful as the other buildings we'd seen, except for its tall steeple. With its countless winding stairs, there was nothing special about this old church at all. But it was exactly the steeple that interested my uncle. Let's climb, my boy, he said. But I never climb church towers, I answered. I get dizzy in high places. That's just why you must climb this one, he insisted. Your dizziness must be cured. With a groan, I followed his order and climbed. My uncle hurried up, leading the way. After a few dozen steps, my head began to swim. After about 150 steps, I felt the air getting colder. I looked up at the sky and grabbed the railing and nearly fainted. Don't stop now, Axel, cried my uncle. I can't go any further, uncle, I told him. Up, I say, he commanded. I kept on climbing. Even though my whole body trembled more and more with every step, the sky and earth all seemed to swirl together. The steeple seemed to be a rocket ship rushing through space. My legs gave way, began to crawl on my hands and knees. Finally, I closed my eyes as my uncle dragged me up the last few steps. Look around you, he said. In our journey to the center of the earth, you may have to look down into a deep pit at some point. This is good practice. Slowly, shivering, I opened my eyes. First, I saw the cold, fluffy clouds through which we seemed to float. Far away, I could see the castles of Copenhagen, the grassy plains surrounding the town, and the sea. Fearful as I was, I rose to my feet to take in this tremendous view. When we finally returned to the ground, to my knees, I fell to my knees and kissed the pavement. That's enough for today, said my uncle. Tomorrow we'll repeat the lesson. And so we did, day after day for 5 days. Sounds like Axel did some pretty serious training. If this is a preview of things to come, his summer isn't going to be much of a vacation. You know, no one promised this was a vacation. I think it's pretty clear that it's not a vacation. All right, that does it for chapter 3, and we'll see you next time for chapter 4.